Well, hello there. Welcome back to Wilderness Adventures. My name's Fred Green. Alright, well, I have no idea how long we've been spending in the forest. I think it's a couple of overnights here, so not too bad. I made it back to camp, but I did find someone who was wandering in the woods, so we gotta be careful. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Let's check my health. All right. Oh no. Well, hello there. Hi, my name's Fred Green. Wow. I think I, just woke from a terrible nightmare. A premonition of my death. It's the first day of the zombie apocalypse, and, well, I think in a former life I might have failed in some way. But I'd like to still attempt this challenge of living out in the wilderness, finding only places to rest, which I create, or a sleeping bag, or a tent, and perhaps never slaying the dead, and living a full life and survival in the wilderness. This will be my wilderness adventure. Well, if you're back here, well, that means you've accepted my fate in a dream, and now, well, the gloves are off. This is my house. It's simple. It's all right. I live alone. It was nice in my dream. I had a family. But I've never had anyone in this life, so I'll attempt to still be alone, and, well, that'll be that. Now, let's see what I've got on hand, and, well, let's get out of here. A box of sparklers, some aluminum foil, marshmallows. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to eat those right now. There we have it. There is a slight change as well. I also have a fear of blood, but I now know the nutritional value of food, so that's a little bit different from my dream. Good. Fresh bread and sugar cubes. Grabbing a whole bunch of food right now is going to be very important. However, given that this is build 42, and, well, I randomly start with a firearm and all that, handy, I suppose, we're not going to use that. There. All right, what do we have here? A griddle pan. That's going to be helpful. A rolling pin. I'll keep that just in case I need to break into something. And I think that'll be it for the moment. All right, milk. And nothing in the freezer. Okay, a pencil. That is going to be helpful. We'll use that to mark down our place on the map. All right. The bathroom. Okay, we'll take a drink. Hopefully we can find a water bottle or something. A notebook to write my thoughts down. Well, maybe later. A red pen. We'll keep that as well, just in case we want to get a little frisky. Photo album. Wow, I sure had a lot of photos. Okay, well, that's all I have. Simple. Ooh, I didn't check the shelf. Nope. I guess I did and got the pencil out of that. All right. Well, it's lonely for now, but the world is spawning with the dead. Now, in my dream, I set up a camp at a small lake down over here. But I tell you what, we've got a lake up here that we could go to. Ultimately, I think this lake over here will be more interesting. So for now, let's loot as many resources as we can and play things a little bit more different. That way, we don't make the same mistakes as my premonition. First off, we're going to start by really going and looking for all the resources we need as often as we can. A garbage bag and an empty glass bottle. Well, that's wonderful. Well, while we're still here, let's go fill up that water bottle. There, and we can put everything else in this garbage bag, and then we'll come back and take that other garbage bag. There we go. That'll help. All right. Okay, remember, the challenge is I can't sleep in anything unless I create it, or it's a sleeping bag or a tent, and no killing. There are no killing zombies at all. Food is fair game. I happen to enjoy a good medium rare steak, but not the dead. They've suffered enough. Let's take that bag, and every survival bit of me says take that burnt steak, but for right now, we're going to chance it. All right, let's go check on the neighbors. All right. I've learned from my past self to go as best I can to get into those tool sheds. We'll see how we do. All right, let's give a quick look. Oh, it's locked. All right, there's a window. All right. It looks empty. All right, let's check that. Yeah, broke it. All right, hold on. Let's get that rolling pin out. Now I've got that sharp flint flake, but for now, let's use that rolling pin, and hopefully I don't get scratched. Drop my bag. That is the problem with going through windows. All right, welding mask, screws, welding rods, wire. Well, that's good, but I don't know how well I'm going to use that. Yeah, I'll just try to make a mental note of it at the moment. All right, let's check the house. We'll see if we can't use some of their curtains. I forgot to check my house. We're going to have to keep moving. Keep ahead of being tired. And we'll take as many bags as we can. That will be good to sort things out in our camp whenever we settle down. All right. Place looks empty enough. All right. Bookshelf, nothing here. I'm always on the hunt for more food. Till we have to survive on our own. Keep filled with water. Oh boy, this place is empty. Oh, all right. Some ground beef and frozen sausage. That will go well. And we do have that griddle pan. Yeah, there we go. That way we can use that to cook the food a little more effectively. All right, let's check the stairs, or upstairs here. Let's remove these curtains. And make a sling bag. All right. Gotta be extra careful now. I'm even more intimidated from my dream. All right, we'll take as many curtains as we can. Those will be useful. Can either use those as ripping them up for extra rope or sheet. There we go. Or bandages in case we get hurt. Boy, I've got to really make sure I have those on hand. Getting scratched in the neck and then dying of blood loss. Boy, what a way to go. Boy, broken window. Nobody on the ground floor. Odd. All right, speaking of that, tell you what, let's rip this sheet up. And then we have bandages. Okay. 10 rags. All right. And we'll put that in the sling bag. There we go. We're just about to be overloaded again, aren't we? Okay, this house didn't have much, so let's check another one. And it's quiet enough, so let's mark it. There. Help keep track of things. All right. And we'll see if we can go back into town so far. Oh, there's a couple down there. See them down there to the south? We'll try to be careful of those. A couple of vehicles, that might be nice. That won't exactly help us in the wilderness, but it will help protect us a little bit. If we get lucky. I don't know a darn thing about mechanics. Oh, all right. Yeah, this looks promising. Let's check the door. All right. Oh, my goodness. Let's make sure we get clear of that. Oh, that alarm could ruin our day. Okay, I'm going to do my best to just relax right here for the moment. I truly cannot mess around. I've got 2 doors to the place. My ears are ringing. I've got a window, a couple of windows, so I can run away. In fact, while we're giving it a moment, let's use the stove here and see if we can't cook up this food. Now, it might seem odd. You might be thinking, why don't I ration everything right now? Well, the idea is to gain as much weight as I can, if I can do that. So that way it'll help me during very lean times. Right now, that's going to be a good bit of calories right there. Proteins and fats, those are important. So I'm going to wait here, hopefully give that alarm a time. Maybe the dead will walk towards it. And that'll help us explore a little bit more to the south before we have to get away, before we get too tired. All right, I'll see you in just a few minutes. All right, we're going to eat this whole thing. And that will help us, give us a little bit of strength boost, I hope. There it is. All right. That's wonderful. We're going to keep that griddle pan. And so far, so good. Oh, all right. Well, that alarm didn't seem to draw much of anybody. Let's go check it out. Oh, there it is. There's one soul there. And there's one that's on my tail here. Oh, boy. That did look promising. But we're going to have to avoid them. Tell you what. Let's draw them on through here. And then maybe we can always come back. Okay, so far so good. Alright, let's check this house. Alright, the window looks good. We'll see if there's a door away from the dead here. Closed door. Let's check the window. Got my bag again. There we go. All right, I'll have to be careful. Bread knife, carving fork, empty glass. Okay, well, let's take that bread knife just in case. That could be used as a knife. That's going to be helpful. Magazines, those are going to be important. Headphones, I don't have much use for that. Okay, this house is empty. Good, jeans, socks, hoodie. I should take all that, but right now, I've got to make sure I really am okay with the absolute essentials. And right now, that's going to be food and tools. Oh, look at that. Whole bunch of food in here. Now, let's not put all of our eggs in one basket, so I'll put some food in the knapsack on my back and some food in the garbage bag, just in case I have to drop something. I always think smarter and not work harder. All right. Let's remove these curtains, fill up our water bottle and take a drink, and then we'll find another place before it gets too dark here. Let's make sure we mark this. Where'd we go? There we are. There, we know we're just not really going to come back to this house. Save us some time. All right. Ooh, there's a big house with a garage in it. Well, I still have all my vigor, so let's try it out. We'll cut through the trees here. All right. Looks fairly empty. Let's check the door. Darn, it's locked. Let's check the other one. Hate to drop my bag again, but I will if I need to. Okay. Yep, that's locked too. Well, we're really here for the tools. Food can... Well, we can always find food, but those tools, they're tough to create. All right, gonna drop my bag again. Try not to forget it. There we go. Okay. Oh, darn, it's all empty. Oh, look at this. Okay. Scrap electronics, mahogany stool, a screwdriver. Now that is going to be important. Let's research any craft it might have for us. An improvised screwdriver. Odd that you have to find one to learn that, but here we have it. All right, metalworking chisel, a tire iron. Boy, well, I tell you what. No, well. Yeah, let's attach to our back. We'll put the rolling pin down for the moment. And I'll leave the rest of that. A box of nails. Oh my goodness. This is probably one of the most important finds with what we're doing. That is going to help us set up shop, especially if we can find a hammer. And I do have a bit of wilderness knowledge in me already, so we can make something makeshift if we need to. Okay. All right, that screwdriver and those nails. Those are huge. Just absolutely wonderful. All right, this house looks quiet enough. That grill sure would be nice. Oh, you know what? I never really did check that house up there. I'm getting ahead of myself. Oh, look at that. Fresh cooked pork chop. Well, let's put it right here. And when I get hungry again, I'll be satisfied. Looks like the day's wearing on. Gotta be careful. All right. All right, taking as much reading material as I can because, well, my state of living could get me depressed. A can opener. It's a great find. Cheese grater? I don't have much use of that at the moment. A cooked fish fillet. Wow, look at the luck I'm having. It's gonna get hard soon. For now, I'll take it. Stuff my bags as best as I possibly can. Then we're gonna have to make our way out of town here. All right, let's make our way back up to that house. I've checked all I've needed here. There we go. All right, let's open this window. That broke, darn. quiet bedroom. Okay. Back around for my bag. Magazines are nice. All right. Well, I'm doing okay. All right, let's get that bag. I have a tendency to forget things, especially if I get frightened. All right, a lot of good magazines here. I might have to mark this as a magazine house. Look at all that. Good. Mac and cheese. Huh. That's an odd placement for a table. Boy, I can almost imagine myself slipping and falling in the shower and cutting myself in the groin or something like that, then trying to have to get out. The whole place is on fire. Can you imagine that? Boy, that would be some kind of a start, wouldn't it? A kitchen knife. All right, I tell you what, we're going to do that. And a spoon, just to be as civilized as we can. All right, fruit jam and honey. My goodness. There we go, and a beer. Well, that might help us sleep tonight. Look at that. Well, and it's also important that we eat as much of that food that can perish and fill our bellies up, because things are just, look at that. Huh, I remember when I was younger playing a game of Dungeons and Dragons. Y'all remember that? That's one of my favorite pastimes. All right, tell you what, let's mark this house. There. Now we know a lot of literature and books are here. Tweezers. Well, that is going to be helpful. Bottle of alcohol. Great. And another empty bottle. Tell you what. We're going to take that. This one we're going to fill up. Just to have on hand until we know we have a good water source. Okay, that is making me a little overloaded. Very overloaded. So I have, in fact, I'm going to have to put this water bottle down. All right, I can't afford to lose my breath right yet. All right, let's check the map real quick. I'm right here on the north end. Let's see if we can make our way to that lake. And we'll have a water source. We'll see how busy it is. And hopefully I don't get too tired. Otherwise, I am going to have to drop one of my bags and recuperate. Now I'd forage a little bit, but I don't want to accidentally find something very nice and then I get myself hurt. And that dream I had, that shook me to the core. And sometimes you can't shake that. All right. Well, we made it. So far, we're not so overloaded where I get too tired. Let's check over here and make sure we're truly alone. My goodness. We don't want to get jump scared. Can you imagine that? I don't want to have to say goodbye to you guys and then have to run for my life. Here we go. Yeah, do you see this little nook right here? There. If I stand just like that, I've got a perfect view and my back is covered. You see how the lake zombies, they don't tend to swim very well. In fact, they don't at all. So now, it will be very hard for zombies to attack in that direction. Okay. Let's place that item down. Let me figure out a couple things here and see if I can't make myself more comfortable. There we go. Though this looks a little too big. Yeah, but let's see if we can create on it. There. Look at that. Requires a surface. Well, all right. I can nap a stone blade. Good. Okay, we'll figure that out in a little bit. Let's find 3 regular stones. Maybe some firewood. Help us with our light problem, otherwise we're going to be sitting in the dark. Which, that looks about what's going to happen. Well, I found a large stone. We'll put that there. We'll see if we can find one more. I suppose sleeping in or sitting in the dark is better than dying alone in your sleep. Alright, that's about as dark as it's gonna get, or I'm willing to go. Let's go back so I don't lose sight of camp. So far, so good on being quiet. Alright. Hi, how y'all doing? It's early morning yet. So that's nice. Full belly. I ate some of the fresh food I've got. We're gonna find one more stone and at least have the fixings for a fire. And then hopefully we can call it on a really high note. Boy, it's still too dark yet to do any searching. There we go. There's our stone. Alright, we are definitely going to be tired tonight. I'm going to try to keep up throughout the day here. Now, this large stone here, can I use that as a surface? No. But we do have that stone up here, so that is helpful. Alright, let's create that campfire. My goodness. Well, we are definitely going to find out how convoluted it is with Build 42 and surviving out in the wilderness in vanilla settings. I am interested to try to find out without dying. Alright, Dream. Hopefully you've helped me out. Alright, my friends. Well, I think we'll call it right here. We'll pick up next time.
Hey mates, thanks for watching. I hope you had as much fun as I did. If you like what you saw, please go ahead and leave a comment, subscribe, and come back for another video. I really appreciate your time and support, and I can't wait to take you on another adventure. Thank you so much.